for giving me the opportunity. First of all, I may say, confess that I am the youngest person almost in the entire fraternity who knows the hydro. I have only 6 years experience in the hydro sector. But once I see this, came to this sector in February 8, and I analyzed this sector looking to the national perspective, not only in the perspective of company only. As discussed by our previous speakers in the morning session, development of the hydro sector is necessary not only for the energy security, but also for the balance payment. The foreign exchange issue can be taken care substantially by if we are in a position to exploit our hydro potential. Hydro potential. Secondly, together with the hydro, the nature has given us so much opportunity for other renewable sources, whether it is wind or solar. We have hydro potential in 7-8 states, similarly wind potential in 6-7 states, and so on. If we see the pre-independence period, more than 50% of the generation, to be more precise, 54% of the generation used to be from the hydro sector of the country. And today, it has come down to the 14%. Definitely, because of the reduction in the generation or reduction in the ratio of the generation of the hydro sector, the dependence on the foreign exchange has gone up. The thanks to the policy makers who have made non-hydro sector capacity addition in a fast way, just to increase the capacity addition targets. Everybody has gone for the easy capacity addition. A thermal plant is added in 4 years, while the hydro is taking 10 years, 20 years, because of the so many technical and commercial issues. So there is a need and future for the hydro development. Let us see that a previous NDA government has made a vision document for 50,000 megawatts capacity addition. PFRs were prepared, but unfortunately implementation has not been there because everybody wants to go to the easy sector. Hydro is a difficult sector. Regarding the commercial issue also, if we see in the national interest, it is better to develop renewable energy, whether it is in form of the hydro or wind or solar. We have seen the limited resources in thermal, but in the renewable, whether it is hydro, solar or wind, you can't save your fuel even for a minute. While the fuel for the thermal can be stored for the future years. You can't store water, you can't store winds, you can't store sunlight. It is to be utilized immediately when it is available. Our dependence should go more on this. I have yet to see, listen to any occasion where a hydro plant has to be closed for want of demand. Almost sometimes we have heard that thermal plants have been closed because of the demand. But I have yet to come across a case where hydro has been closed for want of demand. The other reason for need for the development of hydro and future is because it also results in the flood control. Everybody has been talking of the Uttarakhand disaster. I think I am certifying on record, although I am not a technical person, had Tehri Dam not been there, had Tehri plant not been there, even the Rishikesh and Haridwar would have been passed away. That is the fact which hydro projects had been helpful for the country. So under these circumstances, I see vision, I see potential both from the commercial angle as well as for the technical angles. Although there are the commercial issues. If as a banker, as a finance guy, I have to invest 100 crores and I have option to go to the thermal and hydro, I will definitely prefer thermal because it is an easy project, cost, return is higher. Best completed project which has been awarded timely completion award by the Ministry of Power, recently completed 2 years back project of Thavera 3, the return is only 12.5%. Our maximum return in some projects is even only 7%. The reason being high gestation period, high construction period. This commercial issue needs to be addressed for development. The only option is one appeal which I have already made to the regulators earlier, that higher gestation period, higher construction period should be adequately compensated to bring it at par. A part has been done, but more is to be done. Secondly, on the financing issue, all the renewable energy sector should be brought under the priority sector lending. If the priority sector sub area is kept into this for renewable energy, whether it is hydro or this solar, the financing issue will be resolved, because today none of the bankers is willing to put money under the umbrella of the power sector, because they have already burned their fingers. Around 50,000 crores of the loans which have been extended by the various bankers are in NPA category. So these are the 2-3 things which in my view needs to be taken on the short-term basis. On the long-term basis, as mentioned in the morning session in the first session itself, that we need to bring water to the concurrent list. That is my suggestion, that water should be brought in the concurrent list from the state subject, because every river is flowing from one state to another. If the water is brought into the concurrent list, it will reduce the inter-state issues. Definitely, it is a long-term process. It requires legislation change. On the short-term measures, others can be done.